This video was intended to inform and educate the public.
How you doing? You know her? You here to help her? Are you here to help her?
Nah, she taking me in the hospital.
Come here.
Welcome once again to another video by the Junkyard News. Hold on to your head, Fred, because we have another Acorn drop. That's right, we have another Chicken Little Acorn drop police shooting where an officer who obviously does his job scared freaks out when he thinks he sees something that didn't exist and almost cost a man his life. And he has now been indicted by a grand jury for attempted murder. That's right, a Bowie police officer has been indicted on multiple charges following a shooting last month when the officer fired his gun at an unarmed man during what appears to be a traffic stop. But what actually happened is the officer had come across an SUV-type vehicle on the left shoulder with the hazard lights on, pulling up behind the vehicle, running the plate, and getting out with the potential of helping maybe a stranded motorist. But as he's walking up to the car, a gentleman behind him on his left is walking up. What had happened is the passenger of the vehicle, now mind you, this gentleman and his driver were on their way to the hospital. The passenger had his hat fly off and fly out the window onto the highway. So she had pulled over to let him go retrieve his hat. So as the officer's walking up to the vehicle, the man's coming back after retrieving his hat, and the officer asks the guy, "Do you know her? Are you here to help her?" And he tells the officer, "No, she's just giving me a ride to the hospital." But as he walks by, the officer thinks he might have seen a gun somewhere, somehow. Was it just the action of the man putting his hand inside his jacket? Did the officer actually see something that looked like a gun? And why would that cause somebody to immediately draw their firearm and shoot at a man just for potentially even having a firearm in his possession? We have a Second Amendment right in this country. We have states out there that have open carry, which is legal. Why is it that just the possibility of a free American having a tool on them for self-defense causes such fear and such a reaction that an officer draws and fires their weapon when a weapon's not even pointed at them? If there was a gun, if this man did have a gun in his possession, potentially maybe he's a concealed carry holder, why would that cause you fear to draw your gun and attempt to murder somebody when there's no immediate threat to you? No one's pointing a weapon at you. But just because you think you saw a weapon, you think that gives you justification to draw your firearm and attempt to murder somebody? A free American? Come on. This one really, really drives me crazy. This is an individual that just shows you right there who should not be a cop. If you on a daily basis do your job in such fear, then you should not be in the profession to begin with. You see, on September 12th at 8 a.m., Bowie Police Sergeant Robert Warrington came across a stopped vehicle with hazards on the left shoulder near John Hanson Highway and got out of his cruiser, potentially to help, like I said. Moments later, he fires a single shot at the passenger, who says he was just getting a hat that blew off his head onto the road. He fell to the ground, was not hit by the bullet, although the bullet did strike a passing vehicle. No one was injured, thank God. Once the officer realizes that there was no gun anywhere, he goes into panic mode, screaming, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry."
Why did you do that?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Why would you do that? He just was getting his hat off the side of the road.
Shoot his head.
You almost took an innocent man's life for nothing? This is the classic example of an Acorn incident. I'm sure you all remember. We're on a separate video, separate news story. A man was taken into custody, searched, put in the back of a squad car. An officer who was walking by the squad car panicked because an acorn fell off a tree and hit the roof of the car. He thought it was a gunshot. He runs, spins, falls, and just starts lighting up the squad car with bullets, which causes his nearby partner to draw her gun and start loading bullets into this squad car, turning it into Swiss cheese with a handcuffed man inside the vehicle, cowering for his life as bullets riddle the car. These are the people who are supposed to serve and protect? Give me a break. When asked what was going through his mind as the officer pulled out his service weapon, the victim said, "Just duck and cover and brace myself for any more shots he sends my way." Can you just imagine being in that man's shoes right there? Wow. This man is going to remember this for the rest of his life. Every time he sees a squad car or an officer, he's going to flash back to this moment in his life. Permanently. It's never going to go away. Be careful, people. I keep saying it. You never, ever know when your encounter with a Leo is going to end tragically. If you're not careful, the next video and news story we cover on this channel, we could be talking about you in the next one. Stay safe out there.
Bowie Police Sergeant Robert Warrington comes across a stopped car with the hazard lights on, the left shoulder near John Hanson Highway, September 12th at 8 a.m. Warrington gets out to help, but moments later fires a single shot at the passenger who says he was retrieving his hat that was blown onto the road.
You here to help her? Are you here to help her?
Nah, she taking me to the hospital.
Come here. You got a gun.
What I do? What I do?
You got a gun.
I don't have a gun. I don't have a gun.
I'm a little heartbroken. It's hard to watch, you know.
In an interview, the man who was shot at tells me he fell to the ground and fortunately was not shot. The bullet did, however, hit a passing vehicle, but didn't injure anyone. What went through your mind?
To just, you know, cover and lay there and just brace myself for any more shots that I thought was going to be coming.
Warrington doesn't fire any more shots, but he does apologize.
Why did you do that?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Why would you do that?
Today, Prince George's County State's Attorney Aisha Braveboy announcing the grand jury indictment against Warrington. One count of attempted second-degree murder, first-degree assault, misconduct in office, and 2 counts of reckless endangerment.
It's important that those who have been sworn to protect and serve the public really value life. And when actions of an officer or anyone, whether it's a civilian as well, show a disregard for life, the law is there to hold them accountable.
Sergeant Warrington is a 12-year veteran on the Bowie Police Department, suspended now without pay. He was issued a summons after today's indictment and is not currently in custody.
I have to relive this moment again, and just knowing that the officer is still at home and hasn't been arrested is really bothersome.
And tonight, Bowie Police Chief Dwayne Preston says that he supports the grand jury's objective, independent decision. We tried reaching out to the police union to inquire about Sergeant Robert Warrington's legal representation. We're waiting for them to get back to us. We were unable to reach Sergeant Warrington tonight. He's expected to have a first court appearance in the coming weeks.
Videos uploaded by the Junkyard News are helped in part by viewers just like you. You can show your support for this channel by clicking the thumbs up, sharing our videos, or hitting that all-important support button on our channel page. Don't want to miss a video or a story? Make sure to check us out and like us on Facebook at The Junkyard News.